very good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon, students. A very good afternoon to you all. Yes. So today we are going to start with a new chapter, that is motion and types of motion. Chapter number 9, motion and types of motion. Okay. So yes, let's get started with the introduction part. In this chapter, we will be learning about what exactly is motion and what are types of motion. We will be seeing all the examples related to the types of motion and everything. I hope by the end of the chapter, everything related to what is motion and what are the types of motion will be totally clear. Okay, so let's start with the introduction.
Chapter 9. Motion and types of motion. Students, you must have noticed that in our day-to-day life, we see many moving objects. Moving objects are said to be objects in motion.
Yes. So we say that an object is in motion. Then what does exactly mean? This means that when, for example, I am sitting at a particular place, am I in motion? No. If, for example, if I am walking, अगर मैं चल रही हूँ, if I am walking, then I am in motion. Yes. So when I am walking or something, any of the object is moving, then we say that the object is in motion. Now, for example, if I am sitting at one place, say I am sitting at one place. Am I moving? Can you see me? आपको दिख रहा है क्या? मैं यहाँ से वहाँ move हो रही हूँ? No, that means I am not in motion. But yes, if अगर मैं यहाँ से वहाँ move कर रही होती, तो yes, I am moving. So I am in motion. So all the objects, जितने भी objects हैं जो moving है, they are said as objects in motion. Am I clear to everyone? Yes. Please pay attention. See, as you see this bicycle, yes, this bicycle is moving. This object is moving from one place to other, from one place to other. So we call it as a moving object. The object is in motion. This fan, the blades of the fan, this fan is moving. Yes, so as the fan is moving, the object is moving, we call it as object is in motion. Now see the striker. If I hit the striker, it will move from all the corners of the carrom. So yes, the object is moving. We call it as it is in motion.
Now observe these pictures. Every picture is in motion. Like this football, spinning top, the ball, the aeroplane, and wheel of potter. Now, let's learn more about motion and types of motion in this chapter.
Yes. So, whichever example it is in front of you, each and every one is a moving object. Like for example, this aeroplane, yes, it is moving. This wheel, yes, it is moving. Can you see the wheel moving? Yes. This spinning top, yes, it is also moving. The boy holding a ball, he is throwing the ball in the air and then again holding it and again throwing it. Yes, it is also in motion. Also, this football, if I kick the football, then the football is also in motion. That means all the objects displayed on the screen are in motion. So, we will call it as a moving object. Yes? Okay? Fine. Let's move on to the next part.
Are you ready? All right. Motion. Students, you must have noticed while waiting for a bus at a bus stop, other vehicles appear to be in a state of motion. Isn't it? While on the other hand, while you are in motion yourself, a still object appears to be moving. Am I correct? Also, you must have seen the trees running backward while you are traveling in a train. Actually, the trees are stationary. Students, note that if an object is seen by an observer to change its place continuously, the object is said to be in motion. Change of place of an object is called displacement. An object in motion continuously undergoes displacement. The continuous displacement of an object is called motion. So, what is continuous displacement of an object called? Yes, motion.
Yes. So,
In a train. Actually, the trees are spread.
are you able to
You
hear
must
it?
have noticed while waiting for a bus at a
Okay.
bus stop, other vehicles appear to be in a state of motion.
Yes, so when we are standing at a bus stop, we are standing and we are waiting for the bus, correct? So are we moving? No, we are not moving. We are sitting and we are standing at a particular place. But when the vehicle is coming, the vehicle is coming and going. कोई भी जो vehicle है, वो आ रहा है, वो जा रहा है. तो अगर मैं वहाँ पे खड़ी हूँ, if I am standing at a particular place, so for me, if I am standing at a bus stop, for me, the vehicle is coming and the vehicle is going. So I am the observer, and which object? Car is the object. So object is moving from one place to other. I am standing at one place, but the car is moving. So see what is written. Waiting for the bus at a bus stop, other vehicles appear to be in the state of motion. See, for me, I feel that this vehicle is in the state of motion. This vehicle is moving. Okay. Now pay attention.
Isn't it? Well, on the other hand, while you are in motion yourself, a still object appears to be moving.
Yes, but if we change the scenario and if we are in the car or if we are in the train or if we are in the bus, if we are traveling in the bus, all the objects मतलब जो trees रहते हैं रोड के साइड में या कुछ भी जो objects होते हैं जो अपनी जगह पे है तो when we are in the bus and when we are in the motion हमको ऐसे लगता है कि ये सब जो objects वो कहाँ जा रहे हैं they are moving backwards the objects are going backwards see when you are in motion yourself जब मैं खुद बस में हूँ and बस move कर रही है तो मतलब मैं भी move कर रही हूँ तो when I am in the motion when I am moving जो जो चीजें स्टेशनरी है स्टेशनरी एज इन एक जगह पे जो चीजें स्टेशनरी है स्टिल है वो सब मुझे कैसे अपीयर करती है मूविंग दे अपीयर टू बी मूविंग यस करेक्ट सो सी इफ यू आर ऑलरेडी इन मोशन अगर आप खुद मोशन पे हो मतलब आप अगर खुद कोई बस में हो या कोई भी इसमें हो तो जो ऑब्जेक्ट स्टिल है इट अपीयर्स टू बी मूविंग तो वो कैसे दिखते हैं दे अपीयर टू बी मूविंग
Am I correct? Also, you must have seen the trees running backward while you are traveling in a train.
Yes, so this is the common thing which we all observe that when we are traveling in the train, we see that जो trees है वो कहाँ जा रहे हैं? They are moving in the backward direction. Now trees move करिए backward. No, the trees are stationary. We are in the train and the train is moving. That means the whole object we are in motion. We are moving. Okay.
Actually, the trees are stationary.
Correct.
Students, note that if an object is seen by an observer to change its place continuously, the object is said to be in motion. Change of place of an object is called displacement.
Yes. So now, for example, what is displacement? See, if I am sitting here, if I'll stand and if I'll move and sit to a different place, I will change my place. I will move from my place. So when any of the object is moving from one place to other, we say that the place got changed. We say that it is a displacement. Place got changed. Displacement. Everybody is understanding this? So the change of the place. If something is at one place and if I am changing the place. First it was placed here. Now I am changing the place. Okay. So this is called as a displacement. So change of a place of an object is called as the displacement. Yes, student, everyone is understanding the things? Yes.
An object in motion continuously undergoes displacement.
Yes, so if an object is in motion, let's consider you're in a car and a car is moving. So car was initially at this place and now the car is moving. So the place got changed. So the car is in displacement. The car is moving. So the object in motion is continuous under displacement. So when the object is moving, it is tell me what is a linear motion? Correct. The motion which is in a straight line, linear, straight line. So it is called as a linear motion. And the motion which is not appears in a straight line, it is called as a non-linear motion. Now let's understand the further classification, subdivisions of the linear motion.
Linear motion is further classified into two types: uniform linear motion and non-uniform linear motion. Similarly, the non-linear motion is of three types: oscillatory motion, circular motion, and random motion.
Yes. So this linear motion is further divided into uniform linear motion and non-uniform linear motion. What exactly is uniform linear motion and what is the meaning of a non-uniform linear motion? We will study it right now. Okay. Now coming to the non-linear motion, as I have told you, linear, we have line. See, L-I-N-E, line. So linear motion means in a line. The motion which appears in a line, it is called as a linear motion. And what is a non-linear motion? The motion which is not in line, means anything other shape than line. It will not follow the straight line. It is called as a non-linear motion. The non-linear motion is further classified as oscillatory motion, circular motion and random motion. Now what does oscillatory motion mean? What is the meaning of circular motion? What is the meaning of random motion? We will study it one after the other. Yes. Now everybody please pay attention about linear motion.
A bit confusing? So let me explain. We shall first learn about linear motion. Students, a train or a moving vehicle on a road may travel in a straight line or in the same direction. This motion of an object is called linear motion.
Yes. When a train or any of the vehicle on the road is traveling in a straight line, as I am telling you again and again repetitively that yes, linear motion, L-I-N-E, line. Can you see the line word hidden in this? Yes, so whenever you come across the word linear, without thinking for a moment, you should understand that this motion, how this motion is conducted, this motion is conducted in a straight line. So we call it as whenever an object is moving in a straight line, it is called as the linear motion. Okay, chalo. Now in a same direction, means like for example, if it is moving towards north, it will continuously move towards the north. Then yes, it is a linear motion. If it is moving towards the west, it will continuously move towards the west. Whichever direction it is, it will move in a straight line. It is called as the linear motion. Yes, now pay attention.
Similarly, if you stand on a chair and release a ball from your hand, it falls to the floor. What can you conclude from this? An object shows displacement along a straight line.
Yes. So if you're holding a ball and if you're throwing it up in the air or you're standing somewhere and you're throwing it down, so how will the ball move? The ball moves straight, ऐसे straight जाएगा या ऐसे करके जाएगा? Obviously it will move in a straight line. So yes, the motion of the object is in straight line. So we can conclude that which type of motion is this? This is the linear motion. Wherever you find a straight line, then you can conclude that it is a linear motion. Okay?
Students, now if we compare the motion of soldiers on parade and a girl coming down a slide, you can find one difference in both the motion. Let's see what the difference is. Well, the motion of soldiers in a parade is the same. Is it not so? During that period, not even a slight difference is seen.
Can you all agree with this thing? When we have a parade of the soldiers, they are so accurate in doing all the things which are taught to them when they are doing the parade. वो सब इतना properly करते हैं कि you can't even find a single difference between them. We all agree on this, right? So what can we conclude from this? Please pay attention.
However, the motion of the girl coming down the slide does not appear to be uniform or same. The girl comes down faster and faster. The speed of her motion goes on increasing continuously. The motion of the marching soldiers is uniform linear motion because in this motion no change is seen.
Yes. So see, as I have the word linear, that means one thing is clear. एक thing तो clear है कि ये जो भी है वो कैसे होगा, straight line में होगा. Now what does this word uniform means? Uniform means that there is no change. जो motion चल रहा है ना, वहाँ पे कोई change नहीं है. Everybody without any change, everyone are moving in a straight line. Okay, so such kind of motions, what type of motion is this? This is uniform because कोई change नहीं है, इसलिए वो uniform. और क्योंकि ये straight line में है, we call it as a linear motion. So it is a uniform linear motion. Okay, now let's move on to the next one.
On the other hand, the motion of the girl coming down the slide is non-uniform linear motion.
Yes. So see, now taking the second example, now this girl which is coming, see देखो ऊपर से वो नीचे आ रही है, she is coming from up till down, she is sliding down. अब this is non-uniform. Now what do you mean by non-uniform? Because there are changes. जब वो start कर रही है at the start, when she is trying to come down, when she is trying to slide down, उस टाइम पे उसका स्पीड थोड़ा कम था, but as she is moving down and down, the speed increases और वो फटाक से नीचे आ गई. So the change ना यहाँ पे you can find the change. Okay, so this is not uniform. ऐसा नहीं कि जो स्पीड से वो स्टार्ट किया वही स्पीड से उसने एंड किया. No, at start the speed was slow, but by the time she enters down, the speed increased. वो ज्यादा हो गया speed. So this is called as a non-uniform. And because ये पूरा जो है वो straight line में हो रहा है, we call it as a linear motion. Only thing is कि उसका जो speed है that was not uniform. So we call it as non-uniform. And because the thing, the जो भी object का displacement हुआ है, moving object है, वो linear straight line में है, we call it as non-linear motion. So it is a non-uniform linear motion. I hope things are clear to everyone? Yes, very good.
This indicates that the linear motion is of two types: uniform linear motion and non-uniform linear motion.
Now we all understood one thing, that अगर कोई भी object move हो रहा है straight line में, we call it as a linear motion, and when the thing is in a straight line or uniform भी है with like no changes, we call it as a uniform linear motion, और अगर वहाँ पे कुछ changes है, we call it as a non-uniform linear motion. Okay.
Understood? So students, do remember, when the distance traversed by an object along a straight line in unit time is the
same.
The motion is called uniform linear motion.
Yes, so as we have linear word, so we have to write that the displacement of the object is in straight line. But to justify this word uniform, ये uniform का मतलब होता है that without any change, or you can say in unit time is same, कि उसको जो time लग रहा है वो same है, तो we can say that it is a uniform linear motion. Now let's understand what is a non-uniform linear
motion. To travel. When the distance traversed by an object along a straight line in unit time keeps on changing. Students, you can get following questions. Types of motion called uniform linear motion. Traverse means to travel. When the distance traversed by an object along a straight line in unit time keeps on changing, the motion is called non-uniform linear motion.
Yes. So see, each and everything is same. To justify linear क्या है ये बताने के लिए, we can say that the distance of the travel by an object is in straight line, so we call it as linear. But ये non-uniform को justify करने के लिए we have to say that the unit time is keeping on changing. तो ये unit time जो है वो continuously क्या हो रहा है, change हो रहा है, okay? And यहाँ पे जो unit time is same, see is same. And it keeps on changing. This is the only difference. यही सिर्फ difference है. Then rest everything is same. Okay. Let's move on to the next thing. Non-linear motion. So as I know, linear मतलब straight line. तो non-linear का क्या मतलब होगा? जो straight line में नहीं हो रहा है. We call it as a non-linear motion. Yes. Okay. चल. Everybody pay attention.
Is the second important type of motion. The motion of an object that does not move in a straight line is called non-linear motion.
Can you see this? Yes. See, if I want to reach till this place, can I travel in a straight line? No, I can't travel. So I have to travel it. See, I can't travel in a straight line. So this is called as the non-linear. That means I am moving. The object is moving. The object is in motion. But the motion is not in a straight line. Rather, it is taking the twist and curves. पूरा ऐसे curve लेके जाना पड़ रहा है. So this is called as a non-linear
get that?
motion.
Non-linear motion can be further classified into 3 types: oscillatory motion, circular motion, and random motion.
Yes. So we have 3 types. First is the oscillatory motion. Now what is oscillatory motion? We will be learning right now. Second is the circular, and the third one is the random. We are going to read about each and everything in detail. So first is the oscillatory, second is the circular, and the third one is the random. Okay? Fine.
Students, now tell me, what kind of movement does a swing in a park show?
See, when you are on swing, you move further, and after reaching a particular point, you again move back. And again after reaching a particular point, you again move front. तो ये जो एक particular point पे जाके रुकना, then you come back, then you again go front, ये continuous होते रहता है. Fine. What is this type of motion called? So let's see.
The swing always comes back from one end to the other end. Does it not? It takes about the same time for each swing or oscillation. This movement of a swing is called oscillatory motion.
Yes. So see, this type of motion, that means पूरा circle नहीं हो रहा है वो क्या start कर रहा है? वो it starts and it reaches a particular point. It again comes back. It reaches to a particular point. It again comes back. It reaches to a particular point. तो ये continuously वहाँ पे यही चीज हो रही है. So this kind of motion is called as the oscillatory motion. So the movement of a swing, you can keep one example in your mind. The movement of the swing. तो ये जो swing का movement है ना, this help you to understand the oscillatory motion. This is an example of the oscillatory motion.
Similarly, the movement of the pendulum of a clock, the wings of a bird, the needle of a sewing machine, the vibrating diaphragm of a tabla or drum are also examples of oscillatory motion.
Yes, all these examples are the examples, all these examples shown are the examples of the oscillatory motion.
The motion of a body that is oscillating, that is swinging back and forth, is called oscillatory motion.
Yes, so whichever object एक particular point पे जाके again it is coming back, again it is going forth. तो ये जो back and forth का जो movement है ना, we call it as the oscillatory motion, oscillatory movement, oscillating. Yes.
Now the second type of non-linear motion is circular motion.
Yes. So the second type, जैसे linear में we have 2 types, uniform and non-uniform. And in the non-linear motion, first one हमारा हो गया, that is the oscillatory, and the second one is the circular motion. Now let's understand what is circular motion.
Do you see the hands of a clock moving in a circular manner?
Yes, as we all know, what is a circular path? अगर मैं बोल रही हूँ circular path, that means if I start from here, I will go around a circle, form a circle, and I'll come back to the same path. तो वो पूरा circle form होता है, तो it is called as a circular motion. So when the hands of the clock are moving in a circular manner, ये देखो, can you see the hands of the clock? Yes, the hands of the clocks are moving in a circular manner. So we call it as a circulatory motion. Yes.
Similarly, a fan, a giant wheel, and a merry-go-round complete each round along a circular route. Notice that? In our day-to-day life, we come across many examples of objects that trace a circular path.
Yes, so I hope everyone is clear with what exactly is oscillatory motion and what exactly is a circular motion. Don't get confused between these two, okay? Yes.
Thus, the motion of an object along a circular path is called circular motion.
Yes, also the movement of the object along the circular path. Can you see this circular path? Yes, so the movement of the object along the circular path is an example of the circular motion.
Students, you can get periodic motion. We see from these examples of oscillatory motion and circular motion that some objects complete one round or one oscillation in a fixed period of time.
Yes, some object completes one round or one oscillation in a fixed period of time. जैसे for example, if I say 1 hour, तो जब भी आप count करोगे 1 hour के लिए एक fixed period ही चाहिए. या if I calculate the oscillation, अगर एक oscillation complete करने के लिए fixed time ही चाहिए. So this kind of, if some object completes one round, like from this, it goes and comes back to the same place. One round बोलो या one oscillation बोलो. So if one round and one oscillation अगर fixed period of time में ही हो रहा है, so at that time we call it as the periodic motion.
The minute hand of a clock completes one round in exactly 60 minutes every time, right? While a merry-go-round also completes every round in the same period of time. Such motion is called periodic motion.
Yes, so whenever you have this same time for एक circular, एक पूरा circular motion करने के लिए same time लग रहा है, एक oscillation करने के लिए same time लग रहा है, तो yes, you can conclude that this is a periodic motion because same time लग रहा है, so we can call it as periodic motion. Okay? Yes.
This means that the motion in which the moving object passes through a certain point again and again after a fixed period is called periodic motion.
Yes, so this is called a periodic motion.
Students, use your brain power. In which musical instruments can you see oscillatory motion? Answer: we can see oscillatory motion in musical instruments like guitar, harmonium, sitar, and tabla. Which types of motion are seen when a girl rides a bicycle as shown here? Answer: circular motion and periodic motion are seen when a girl rides a bicycle. Random motion.
Now let's understand what exactly is a random motion. Now see, we have studied कि ये जो three types थे. First one was oscillatory. We understood what is oscillatory. Then it was circular. We understood what was circular. And the last type of the motion is the random motion. So let us understand what exactly is the random motion. Okay, random. That means you can go anywhere. So let's understand this thing. Okay.
Chasing a butterfly in a garden, do you run along a definite path or in the same direction all the time? Not really. A butterfly constantly flits from one flower to another. Is it not so? There is no definite direction to its motion.
Yes, so if you are chasing a butterfly, chasing as in अगर आप एक butterfly को catch करने का try कर रहे हो, अगर आप उसके पीछे भाग रहे हो, तो is it so that you will go in one line only? No, it is not that. Or is it so that आप अगर same direction में जाओगे, same direction में जाओगे? नहीं, अगर butterfly ने अपना direction change किया, and if you want to catch the butterfly, you will again change your direction. तो जैसे जैसे butterfly जहाँ move होगा, accordingly आप भी वैसे direction change करोगे और you will move along the butterfly के पीछे पीछे जाओगे, तो कोई एक प्रॉपर डायरेक्शन नहीं है आपके मोशन को. यू डोंट हैव अ प्रॉपर डायरेक्शन टू योर मोशन. यू आर कंटिन्यूअसली मूविंग हियर एंड देयर. आपका डायरेक्शन कॉन्स्टेंटली चेंज हो रहा है. सो देयर इज नो डेफिनेट डायरेक्शन टू योर मोशन. सो सच काइंड ऑफ मोशन इज कॉल्ड एज अ रैंडम मोशन. वी से ना डोंट मूव रैंडमली ऐसे किधर भी मत मूव करो. सो द मोशन इन विच द ऑब्जेक्ट इज मूविंग एनीवेयर, कहीं पे भी विदाउट एनी डेफिनेट डायरेक्शन, we call it as a random motion. I hope things are clear to you.
Called random motion. So we can say that The motion that changes its direction and speed continuously is called random motion.
Yes. So when the motion, अगर कोई ऑब्जेक्ट एक मोशन पे है, एक मूविंग ऑब्जेक्ट है और वो अपना डायरेक्शन एंड स्पीड दोनों भी कंटिन्यूसली चेंज कर रहा है, so we can term it as a random motion. So if there is an object and if it is moving continuously, अगर वो continuously यहाँ वहाँ move हो रहा है by changing its speed, by changing its direction, so yes, we can conclude that this motion is a random motion. Okay, so keep these two things in mind, that it is changing its direction and it is also changing its speed. So when an object changes direction as well as speed, it is called as the random motion. Okay.
The motion of the players in a game of football is also of this type.
Yes, basically आप football खेल रही हो. A football can come from any side. You have to chase the football, you have to block the ball, whatever thing जो आपको football में खेलना पड़ेगा, you will do it accordingly, right? तो अगर आप same direction में जाओगे तो वो possible ही नहीं है. So in while playing the football also, you are using the random motion only. Okay? Yes.
The motion of a crawling baby or a wandering animal is also random motion.
So this all are the
I'm sure
examples.
you can think of many such examples. Speed.
Now let's understand what is speed. Now this is also one of the important topic to start with. So please pay kind attention. Okay? Yes. What is speed? Can anybody tell me what is speed?
Students, let's see one example. A bus covers the distance of about 200 kilometers from Solapur to Pune in 5 hours. How much distance does the bus cover in 1 hour? While solving this example, we take the ratio of the distance traversed and the time required to traverse that distance. Speed is equal to distance traversed upon time required for traversing the distance.
Yes. So if you're understanding the speed for the first time, it is very very important for you to understand. जब भी आपको speed calculate करना है ना, you have to calculate. You have to take a ratio. Ratio मतलब something upon something. So you have to take a ratio of the distance traveled. कितना distance आपने travel किया? अच्छा, वो distance को travel करने के लिए आपको कितना time लगा? Let's consider one very easy example. That for example, if we have a running race, ठीक है? अगर आप एक एंड से दूसरे एंड पे क्या कर रहे हो, आप भाग रहे हो, तो ओके व्हाट आई विल सी, अगर मुझे आपका स्पीड देखना है तो व्हाट आई विल से, यहां से इस वॉल से उस वॉल तक आप भागो. ओके, इफ समबडी इज रनिंग तो मुझे डिस्टेंस समझ में आ गया कि कितना डिस्टेंस कर रहे हो, और जब आप भाग रहे हो तो वो भागने के लिए आपको कितना टाइम लगा, तो आई विल आल्सो नोट द टाइम. तो वो जो डिस्टेंस जो आपने भागा, जो भी डिस्टेंस आपने रन किया है, वो डिस्टेंस डिवाइडेड बाय डिस्टेंस रन करने के लिए आपको कितना टाइम लगा, तो आई विल राइट इट बिलो दैट. सो ये कैलकुलेट करने के बाद आई विल अंडरस्टैंड ओके आपका क्या स्पीड था. Is this thing clear to you? For example, if you're having a scooty, let's take an example of a vehicle, scooty, car, कुछ भी. So if I want to move from one place to other, अगर मैं पूरा मुझे जाना है एक प्लेस से दूसरी जगह, फाइन, लेट्स कंसिडर 1 किलोमीटर. मुझे 1 किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करना है. उस 1 किलोमीटर के डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करने में मुझे कितना टाइम लग रहा है, दैट आई विल राइट इट इन द डिनोमिनेटर. ये पूरा कैलकुलेट करने के बाद आई विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द स्पीड. Okay, so understanding speed is very important. So देखो now जैसे यहाँ पे distance traveled. Can you see the distance traveled? Yes. Can you have the time? Yes, we also have the time along with us. Now let's see the speed.
From this ratio, we come to know the distance traversed by the bus in 1 unit of time.
Yes. So this is how we can travel. See, distance travel is 200 divided by 5 hours. Okay. So this is how we can travel
The distance traversed by an object in unit time is called the speed of that object. Unit of speed is kilometer per hour or meter per second. What do you mean by speed? Always remember, a moving object may not have only one type of motion. what we have learned. Objects in motion are those that change their position continuously. The various types of motion are linear, uniform linear, non-uniform linear, oscillatory, circular, periodic, and random motion.
Yes, so we have
The
came
distance
across all
traversed-
these things. ठीक है, कौन से type के we have learned it, that we have a linear motion, we have a uniform linear motion, non-uniform linear motion, and everything oscillatory, circular, periodic, random, everything. Now let's start with the test. Also we know what is speed, right? So the distance traveled by an object in the unit time, मतलब एक कोई भी distance travel करने के लिए कितना time लग रहा है उसके ऊपर we can calculate the speed. Okay, now let's start with the objective
Exercises.
test.
Question number 1.
Now if you know the answers, please give it in the chat box. Okay? Yes, let's start.
Identify the types of motion. A. Movement of the earth around the sun. Answer: circular, periodic. B. Movement of a ceiling fan.
Yes, movement of a ceiling fan. Can anyone tell me what is the movement of a ceiling fan? See?
Answer:
oscillatory,
And circular. So as they have said कि कोई भी object ले, you will not have only one motion. More than one motion can also conduct.
C. A meteor falling from the sky. Answer: linear.
Yes, it moves in a straight line.
D. A rocket launched from the ground. Answer: linear.
See, when you are launching a rocket from the ground, it is moving in a straight line. ऐसे होता है क्या कि rocket जब आप भेज रहे हो तो यहाँ वहाँ randomly जाएगा? Is it possible? No, it is not possible.
E. A fish swimming in water. Answer: random. F. The plucked string of a sitar. Answer:
Oscillatory. When you're plucking the string of the sitar, so it is continuously moving, right? So it is in the oscillatory motion.
Question number 2. Fill in the blanks. A. If a ball is released from a terrace of a building, it comes down in dash motion. On the other hand, it reaches the ground in dash motion. If it is thrown with force away from the terrace in a direction parallel to the terrace.
I want the answers from your side. Yes, tell me, if a ball is released from a terrace of a building, अगर कोई terrace के building से, if I am throwing the ball, it comes down in a dash motion. कौन से motion में? Very good, Deepa. तो कौन से motion में it comes down? तो वो आपको बताना है. And next one, on the other hand, it reaches the ground in dash motion if it is thrown with force away from the terrace in the direction parallel to the terrace.
Answer. If a ball is released from the terrace of a building, it comes down in uniform linear motion.
Correct.
On the other hand, it reaches the ground in random motion if it is thrown with force
Very
away from
good,
the
kids.
terrace
Very
in a
good.
direction parallel to the terrace. B. The motion of an aeroplane on the runway before takeoff is.
So if a motion of the airplane on the runway, जब वो take off करने के लिए जब वो runway पे जब वो जा रहा है, उस time पे what is the motion of the plane? Yes.
Answer: linear.
Yes.
C.
Very good.
The kite looking for its prey flies with dash motion in the sky. Answer: the kite looking for its prey flies with circular motion
Now this kite is a bird, huh? Not the kite. पतंग वाला नहीं.
in the sky. D. Children sitting in a rotating giant wheel have dash motion, while those sitting in a merry-go-round have a
Dash motion. Yes. Tell me this.
In a rotating giant wheel have uniform circular motion, while those sitting in a merry-go-round have a non-uniform circular motion. Question number 3. How are we different? A.
oscillatory,
Motion and linear motion.
Yes, see
Answer.
the difference between the
Point number
oscillatory and
one.
linear.
Oscillatory.
Motion is a type of non-linear motion. The objects in this type of motion never move
moves
in
in a
straight
straight line.
line.
Yes, oscillatory as we all know कि oscillatory मतलब वो कभी straight line नहीं, वो halfway this to and fro like front and back में ही move करता है, and linear में it always move in a straight line.
Whereas objects showing linear motion always move in
In
a straight line.
Correct.
Point number two. The object showing
Oscillatory.
motion is it comes back to its original place again and again. Whereas the object showing linear motion is displaced away from the original place. Point number three. Example, the table fan and ceiling fan, merry-go-round and giant wheel, the pendulum of a clock. Example, running vehicles, parade of soldiers. B. Linear motion and
Let's understand
random
this
motion.
linear and random
Answer.
motion.
Point number one. In linear motion, the object travels in a straight line and in the same direction. In random motion, the object travels in any direction and with continuously changing speed. Point number two. Objects displaying linear motion always travel in a straight line. Objects displaying random motion never travel in one straight line. Point number three. Example, moving train, parading soldiers. Example, flying birds, swimming fish. C. Random motion and
Oscillatory.
Motion.
Answer. Point number one. The motion that changes its direction and speed continuously is called random motion, whereas the motion in which an object goes in one direction and comes back again to the original position is called
As the oscillatory motion.
Point number two. The random motion is a non-linear motion and does not have a fixed direction, whereas
Oscillatory.
motion is non-linear motion and
Has
a
a
fixed
fixed
direction.
direction.
Point number three. The objects showing random motion may not come back to the original position.
But in the oscillatory,
objects showing
Oscillatory.
motion come back to the original position.
so I hope each and everything is clear to everyone. Yes, everything about motion and the types of motion is clear to you. Okay, so we have completed with chapter number 9, motion and the types of motion. I hope each and everything is clear to everyone. Okay, see you all in the next lecture, kids. Bye.